Well, hello then, and welcome along to the qualifying in Hungary. I kind of feel like we should just cancel qualifying, so Latifi gets pole, but well, let's see how good that will work out if we just get, I don't know, Twitter, get the hashtag cancel quali trending or something. So yeah, let's just let's just not do quali. I mean, I would definitely miss it as it promises to be exciting, as most times it is, but I don't know, hashtag cancel quali. Not for our entertainment, but for the GOAT to be, well, just doing GOAT things, I guess. So yeah, Davy Jones, hi, hello there. As always, my name is Farrell, and I want you to make sure to like the stream, subscribe to the channel to get our information and alternate commentary for every single session you have. Or they have. We are just passengers on this ride and having a look at what's happening and, well, basically talk smack about it. So yeah, free practice 3 has been something. I mean, this whole rain thing, getting in the end getting Williams in P1 and P3, I'm still not over it. I still can't deal with that. And I still kind of feel like I don't know, that's gonna be the first sign of the end of the world. Mark my words, the world's gonna end. Go TVP1 is one of the four horsemen. Fairly sure. I don't know if we got any more or less last TV. It's just, yeah, it has escalated so bad. I still don't know what to say about it. I really don't. Leon, you shouldn't unsub just because it's the end of the world. Formula One has always been a very, very steady thing, so I guess we go motor racing in the apocalypse, and well, if there is no more Formula One, you can count on it. We will be there bringing you live entertainment from, I don't know, the Mad Max style death races that are going to happen. We will always be there and we will always cover the most amazing races we can find, or rather, just all the Formula One races. Yeah, Mad Max style Formula One. Stay tuned for that. We are going to cover it. So we just got the information in that currently there is apparently no rain in sight, but we have a risk of rain of about 30% for this session. So yeah. Prince Lev Mushkin, that is a very good question. Are wings stock in the afterlife? I think we will see less wings on the cars, but therefore more wings on the drivers. They would just, to not lift off, but to generate the downforce, we'll see a completely new generation of afterlife Formula One cars, where basically the driver is set in there upside down to generate downforce with their own wings. I guess that's basically what we will see. Doesn't matter if heaven or hell, as demons have wings 2, I guess. Well, that's a lot of your cultural background plays into this. Yeah, I guess Afterlife Formula One doesn't need downforce. It will be upforce. They will be flying. It will be basically airplane racing, but with wheels. I think Formula One in hell would be way more entertaining, as you would have, or probably like scientifically, you have higher temperatures in hell, as the Bible talks about rivers of sulfur, which means there can be only about 500 degrees centigrade down there, because after that, sulfur would vaporize. While in heaven, there could be temperatures up to 1,000 degrees centigrade. So I guess it's better for the tires if we go to hell. I don't know. If that's what's happening, I will expect you there, basically. Have you around and invite you into the VIP section of the races. So yeah, go TV P1. The world is ending. Hey King Chu, volunteering again. Just wanted to pop in and see how everyone is. Hope we're all doing well. I'm doing well for myself. And yeah, how are you all doing? Um, King Chu conspiracy. He is not actually volunteering, but has to do social service hours because I don't know, maybe he peed on a bus stop or something, which is why can't join. Just put some, conspiracy out there. Maybe that's what's happening. Yeah, King Chu, we all miss you. I hope you can join in and be a little bit more active with us soon. So, Necro asking who my favorite driver is. Hard to say. I don't really have a favorite. I'm just in it for good races, basically. I just always try to, I'm always kind of rooting for the ones that are not winning, just for an interesting championship, basically, because, well, I've seen Verstappen win. I've seen Mercedes dominance. I assume we will see a lot of Ferrari dominance next year, so my heart is with whoever underdog is doing good at the race, basically. Which means currently I am absolutely with Nicholas the Nutella Man Gotifi. It's just, with those underdog things, those are kind of mm, how could I say this? Those are the drivers that could bring us a more interesting championship overall. I mean, no one wants to see Ferrari or Red Bull or how it has been. Lots of times, no one wants to see Mercedes just basically take the championship, run away with it, and everybody else is like scrambling for maybe one or two podiums or whatever. That's just barely interesting. So yeah, I see a lot of questions about rain. Don't think we will see it. I mean, chance of rain is about 30%. Mm, the feeds aren't live yet, so I can't really say how the track is looking. But just from general weather we have over Europe, I'm going to assume the track is dry. And the session is starting in 4 minutes, so we will know the details by then. But yeah, I would love to see some rain coming down during qualifying, but I don't think it's going to happen. If we just base it off of the data I'm seeing here, don't think we will have rain. Hey, Alisa Catharina de la Cruz, watching from the Philippines. Welcome on in. Yeah, the whole Asian area is quite nice to be a Formula One fan, as most races are going to be in the evening. So, and it's still cool in Europe. You have them like throughout the day, basically starting around lunchtime or shortly after lunchtime. But I'm kind of feeling really sorry for everybody around the American time zones as they have to get out like at 5 or 6 in the morning to catch the action. Those are the real heroes here. So, yeah, we get the first pictures of the track. It is still a little bit cloudy. Lots of people standing around the grandstands. If you look down the main straight, there is lots of clouds. It's looking very dark, but so far the track is dry. There is no rain coming down. The air temperature is about 21 degrees Celsius or 71 Fahrenheit. The track is currently at 27.3 degrees centigrade or 81 Fahrenheit. We get about 6 kilometers an hour of wind, and air humidity is at 77%. A nice shot there from the grandstands where you can just see how this huge black cloudy thing is just passing the track just by a little bit. So if the wind doesn't really change, don't think there will be rain. So yeah, King Ju, positive as always. I hope everyone's favorite driver does well today. Same here. I hope whoever you favor or whoever you want to see will get P2 because I think it's pretty unanimous that we will see Latifi on pole. So we're about 1 minute away from the green flag for Q1. Um, we see a lot of Max Verstappen fans again having their smoke flares with them. I don't know. What do you think? Do you like the smoke flares? Do you think they add to the atmosphere or something, or do you think they should be banned? So yeah, we can. There's actually sunshine on the track at the moment. Dark clouds are just really just missing the track by very little. And there we go. A session has started. We are green, but it doesn't seem like anyone is really storming out to the track. First one out is Magnussen. Followed by Schumacher, Stroll, Vettel. Yeah, as to be expected from qualifying, everybody's going out. Everybody's going to try and get their banker laps in. Alfa Romeos, of course, following out there. So yeah, as far as it looks, definitely slick weather. Vettel is out there, so they got his car up and running. Mechanics are celebrating there, so it seems like from his shunt in free practice 3, he had a little bit of repairs, probably a new gearbox. So, and there we go. Go Tiffy out of the pits. He will definitely, hopefully, get a P1 here. Everything else would absolutely be a setup. So, first one to start a hot lap will be Magnussen. We still got the Alpines, the Ferraris, and the McLarens in the pits. And nobody getting out. Looks like a very free track for Magnussen, Stroll, Tsunoda, and Gasly. Go pretty much onto an empty track as well. Schumacher holding up traffic a little bit to clear the track for himself. We got a little bit of traffic through turn 12 there. Nothing too much, nothing too spectacular. And yeah, it stays interesting, basically, as there is a lot of very dark clouds hanging over the circuit. So we might as well, yeah, 30% chance of rain, it has been said. Some sun in the pit lane, but up to the north of the track, where we have this chicane, where we have seen everyone going off, there is no rain, no sun. Very cloudy up there. So we get the first lap in of Magnussen as he is crossing the line with a 1 minute 20.388. Quite a lot faster than they have been in the rain before. So we got Stroll currently sitting in P1, on a little bit ahead of Magnussen. And both the Alpha Tauris not being able to get onto that time set by the Haas even. We get Vettel going into P4, now riding on board with Hamilton, who gets a purple sector 2. Had a purple sector 1, but that was taken away by Max Verstappen, who is now entering sector 3, got a purple sector 2 as well, so that's going to be quite the time, provided he doesn't fail throughout these last corners. But he doesn't put it solidly into P1 with a 1 minute 29.02, 7 tenths quicker than Hamilton, about 8 tenths quicker than Russell, who just followed him. Perez, though, not able to beat the times the Mercedes have been put in so far. Doesn't really seem to be his track. I mean, we have seen him sneezing, or we have heard him sneezing in free practice 2, where he claimed it might be that he is just allergic to this track, which it kind of looks like a little bit. So we got the next batch with Alonso, Ocon, and Ricciardo coming out of that turn 14, starting their hot laps. Hopefully Magnussen gets out of the way there, as he is apparently also on another flyer, as he is looking quick there, massively improving on his own times. But don't really see anything of him, as we are on board with Norris. After sector 1 being 2/10 back on Verstappen's time to beat. And now finally Sainz and Leclerc have been going out. Sainz ahead of Leclerc, so let's see. Now Leclerc backing off, letting Schumacher through. Looks like he is on another flyer, trying to improve on his time once more. Ocon just entering sector 3, being about 1 second back on the time to beat, while Magnussen is able to improve his time. Is now only 1 second behind Verstappen. Ocon as well. Alonso going over the line, putting it into P5. 1/100th of a second faster than Perez there. About 8/10 back on Verstappen's time. So now Sainz starting his flyer on this very nice and dry track, as Norris goes up into P2, Bottas goes up into P3. We got Perez looking solid on his flyer as well. And Latifi currently going an all green sector over the line. All green, currently P11. I think he's just, saving the engine mileage to then get a pole in Q3. As absolutely was going to happen, and Perez seemed to have found some rhythm with the track as he improves up into P2, beating Russell to it, 3.2 tenths off of Verstappen, so yeah, there we go. Ricciardo, Sainz, Leclerc are all about to finish their laps. Ricciardo not very impressive. Only 10 more minutes to go. Sainz over the line with a purple sector 3, putting it into P4, not quite able to beat Russell's time. Whoever asked, yes, I didn't quite catch your name, but I will read super chats. I generally try to keep up with chat as long as there is not too much happening on the track. So yeah, we currently see everyone on the softs. The first few minutes of the session have passed. It looks like Norris is giving it another attempt on improving his times. Alonso also on another flyer out there. Latifi currently, unfortunately, sitting in the pits, as does Bottas. But yeah, a Lando Norris finish on the podium this weekend. That would be great. I mean, there's 2 steps to the left and to the right of Latifi. Norris taking P2, once again back from Paris, 2/10 off of Verstappen. We will see as Verstappen is now going into the final corner, speeding up his car probably for another flying lap right there. So unfortunately, Mick Schumacher hasn't been able to put in a time yet. He might have some issues with the car, or he will fairly sure have some issues with the car, as he hasn't really put in one lap yet. Yeah, Norris is looking quite fast around here. While we've also had Gasly improve up into P7. This means Gotifi really needs to channel his inner strength, as he is currently still sitting in the pits. I guess he will get out pretty soon. And there we got Hamilton up into P2, only 1/10 behind Verstappen. As Verstappen is now getting into the penultimate corner, getting another purple sector 2, and how it looks from his driving and the timings, another purple sector 3, improving his time by about 3/10, now being almost half a second ahead of the rest of the field. And there we go. Schumacher just came out of the pits for another outlap, so I hope they were able to resolve his issue with the car. And Leclerc able to improve above Hamilton, about 3/10 behind Verstappen, closely followed by Sainz, who, just got it into 500ths of a second within Verstappen's time. So I think that's not too bad, as I don't think Leclerc is willing to get another pole position, as most or all poles he hasn't been able to convert a single one into a win there. But Stroll has been able to get out of those bottom 5. So now it is Magnussen, Joe, Latifi, Vettel, and still Schumacher there being at risk. Schumacher now entering sector 3, so we will see his performance quite soon, as Perez is back in the pits, P7 for him currently, so he should definitely try to improve on that. So in the 5 closing minutes of this, Magnussen being in the elimination zone. That's a word I don't like to stumble over. But Magnussen only being about 3,000ths of a second slower than Albon. So all he needs to do is improve by this very slight margin to get out there. And we had a time deleted that was the time of Tsunoda being deleted. So Magnussen no longer at risk. No, Magnussen now at risk. Tsunoda definitely needs to get back out there, so yeah. Magnussen looks to be improving into P8 right there, so that's quite a safe place to be, I would say. But there is still about 3.5 minutes to go until the checkered flag. Schumacher seems to be improving on his times as well, while this isn't saying much as he hasn't put in a lap yet. So Schumacher over the line, putting it into P9, just behind his teammate. Also just about 1/100th of a second back on his teammate, so solid performance there. And of course we have the bottom 5 now all giving it another run. Ricciardo on his outlap. As it looks like, Albon over the line, putting it into P14, then being beaten back down into those bottom 5 by his teammate Latifi. Vettel over the line going into P12 for now. Verstappen still sitting on that provisional pole as Sainz, Leclerc, and Hamilton all give another outlap. So we will see if any of them will be able to take that position, as Leclerc on his outlap just got past Perez, looked a little close, but it didn't seem to really compromise his lap there. While it looks like Sainz is going around the track generally faster than his teammate. Hamilton getting a purple sector 1 there, so he is really in for it. And well, Bottas giving it another go. That might be risky for Latifi there. Albon also out on the track again, but not really able to improve on his personal times so far. And yeah, of course, Ocon, Ricciardo, Tsunoda all trying to get another fast lap in, as they really need to improve on their times. Especially Tsunoda, who is currently out by almost 1 second. And Hamilton able to improve into P1. Sainz back into P2. Again, only those 600ths of a second off the pace. Russell slotting into that P2. Only 300ths back. And Verstappen currently about 1.5 tenths back. Verstappen is on another outlap though, so we might see something of him. The track is rather busy as all drivers are out at the moment. And there we go, Latifi, purple sector 1. So there we see the magic. Looks like that was not just lucky rain. But Latifi had to clear Hamilton there, lost quite some time in sector 2. Let's see, Albon able to improve by quite a bit through sector 1, not looking too bad through sector 2, but not looking very solid in sector 3, still in that bottom 5, so he will not get out of there. Latifi over the line any second now, and he will not improve. Even though he had this purple sector 1, apparently just got held up by Hamilton by too much. So yeah, I guess it is out in Q1 for the GOAT. That is very, very unfortunate right there. Very sad to see. Who else? Tsunoda is still out on the track, probably being able to improve, but his sectors don't look too well on that. Looks like he also dove back into the pits, and yeah, Tsunoda straight back into the pits, had to abort this lap. So that's been it with Q1. We got Tsunoda, Albon, Vettel, Gasly, and Latifi out. Latifi got robbed by Hamilton there. Just gonna say it as it is. Our Nutella man was robbed by the 7-time world champion Sir Lewis Hamilton. And also sad to see Vettel go there. So yeah, but Mercedes is definitely going to be happy with those Q1 performances they shown. So diplomatic immunity still we rise. Hammer clock, hammer time. There we go. All right. So I have read in chat that I am very delayed. So I am just trying to restart my streams here. Maybe that will help me to catch up on that. So yeah, Latifi to Mercedes. Sounds like a solid idea. Maybe he will get that space after Hamilton retires. While it might take quite some time until Hamilton will retire, so yeah, unfortunately, we won't see the GOAT in Q2. Very much to my dismay. I mean, he went in there again with that purple sector 1, so I think he could have done it. I mean, he improved on all his personal times up until turn 6, where he then encountered Hamilton. Was it a pole run? We will never know, but it would have definitely put him into Q2. There we see an onboard. It wasn't the onboard of him being held up, it was just the onboard of him crossing the line, not being fast enough to get out of that bottom 5. Yeah, you know, let's be real here for a minute. That lap will for sure have brought him a space in the top 10. So yeah, Latifi just gave Hamilton a chance. Yeah. So, but yeah, also sad to see Vettel already out. Also, I kind of didn't expect both the AlphaTauris not to make it out of Q1. Like, their performances have been very changing throughout the season, so I don't know, seeing both of them out, it's kind of unexpected, really. So yeah, let's see what Q2 brings. So far, how does it look? Wow, more people believe in a Go-Tifi pole position than in a Red Bull pole position. That really shows the actual might of the Nutella man right there. So, just for you to know, the streams are synced up for me, so it should be better. We are going green, and of course, first out on track we have Magnussen and Schumacher again. Let's see how synchronized I am. Magnussen going through turn 2, hitting the apex right now. So, another 15 minutes of fast laps. The Mercedes already out there, following just behind the Hasses, followed by Sainz and Leclerc of the Ferrari team. The Red Bull still in the pits, still having those tire blankets on. So, second segment underway. It's still looking like there's just those huge, heavy black clouds just hovering aside the track, probably just waiting to throw a wrench into everyone's gears. That's gonna be quite interesting. What happened to Vettel? Nothing really. Like he just kind of had a bad lap in qualifying. Doesn't seem like there is any technical issue or something. I mean, he did put his times in. He was able to finish his laps, so I guess it was just bad. So, all right. K-Mac, Hamilton, Russell already starting their flying laps. Schumacher coming in soon. Currently, the Mercedes are trading their purple mini sectors there, while yeah, all the purple minis are currently either with Hamilton or Russell. But it appears they didn't get some of those purple as K-Mag and Schumacher are holding onto them quite well, especially in the cornery bits around sectors 2. So that might not look too bad, but Hamilton going overall purple in sector 2. Leclerc might be able to deny that. Not even Russell has been denying that already, so Hamilton looks solid on his lap, but it seems like the other ones are faster as Hamilton goes. I just wanted to say provisional pole, but he is being pushed down into second by Russell immediately. K-Mac being half a second off the pace, and Mick Schumacher 1 second off. Now that's not looking too good as Leclerc goes over the line, put it into P1, 1/10 of a second faster, joined by his teammate up there. So it doesn't look like it's just been given to the Mercedes. They got to do something for it as Norris goes up there into P1 half a second, more than half a second faster than the Ferrari. So that's where I want to see him. As the Ferraris are followed by Ricciardo on his outlap on track. So yeah, whatever Norris did there, he did well, but Verstappen is coming onto the line now with 2 purples already, going over the line with a third purple. Okay. I misjudged that. I was watching the wrong corner. I am very sorry. Verstappen. Oh no, I am actually delayed. The live feed is way behind the data I'm seeing. All right. I got this. I got this. Gotta rethink a little bit. So, Verstappen going all purple on his lap, half a second faster than Norris. Meanwhile, as we see Lewis having quite the lockup there into somewhere. I don't know. It was a replay. But this might explain where he lost this time to his teammate as well. So who is currently out there doing fast laps? We got Alonso, Ocon, and Stroll basically giving it their everything at the moment. So let's see, Sainz in the pits now, so they will definitely do some adjustments to that car as he is 1 second off Verstappen's pace at the moment. Well, it doesn't seem too bad as Mick Schumacher is 2.3 seconds off right there. But there we go. Stroll, the last little corner over the line, putting it into P7. Putting it into P3. What? Okay. So, what is Alonso able to do? Alonso goes up into P2, putting Norris further back into P3, 2/10 off of Verstappen's pace. Now, this is something the Ferraris definitely need to do something about it, as both the Alpines managed to still be in the top 5, as Guan Yu Zhou drops in there, sneaking himself a P4, immediately to be pushed down by Ricciardo, who gets that P4, 3/10 off of his teammate's pace. Currently, Hamilton, Stroll, Magnussen, Schumacher, and Perez, who has not set a time yet, are at risk of losing out. As we get an onboard of Sergio Perez there. Oh, okay. He was putting in a lap, but he got it deleted because of track limits on turn 5 then. Which I think is quite nice that they start to finally coherently police the track limits in every corner and not just, yeah, you can go a little bit overboard there and there's curb limit and there's that limit and there's this limit. You know, it's the white line on the left and right side of the track. If you go over that, you're outside of the track. Finally, some transparency there. So yeah, currently still Max Verstappen on provisional pole, but followed by Alonso, Norris, Ricciardo, Zhou, and Ocon. Only then comes Leclerc in the fastest Ferrari, 1 second off the pace. Followed then by Bottas, who splits Sainz from his teammate there. And both the Mercedes being at risk while the Haas go out for another hot lap. If they are able to stick it into the top 10 now, the Mercedes would be out in Q2, while of course they are not just sitting there letting that happen. They are out on other hot laps themselves, as we see Hamilton starting his. Same as Russell. Where are we at? What about the Ferraris? They are currently on their out laps. Same as the white Ferraris of Magnussen and Schumacher, so it's only Hamilton and Russell really giving it a push there in the last 6 minutes of this qualifying session because, well, Hamilton really needs to improve, and he does as he goes 2.5 tenths faster through Sector 1. Russell also able to improve. So it doesn't look too bad with this 28.3 through the first sector. 27.8 for both through the second sector. They're pretty much almost driving identical times. Russell being back about 3.8 tenths at the moment. Leclerc through sector 1 really throwing in a performance as he's only a few hundredths back on the time, as Hamilton is going third with 3/10 off of Verstappen. Russell staying in, or Russell improving into P5 there with 4.5 tenths to catch up on. Still Norris in the P5, in the top 5, so that's something I would really like to stay this way, as Leclerc seems to be improving overall on his lap, seeing some little bits of purple there through sector 3, and yes, that is a purple sector 3, putting him into P2 only 6.5 hundredths of a second off of Verstappen's pace. Sainz was able to improve as well into P4, but not quite able to beat Alonso's time there by 0.05 seconds off of Alonso. Now that's gonna kind of annoy him. Mick Schumacher finishing his flyer, but not really able to improve on his time. And Stroll giving it another go with his outlap within those last 4 minutes we are having right now. Perez looks like he is on a hot lap right now. Not quite sure, as he has some greens but also lots of yellow through there. Not sure if he is able to improve on his own time, even as his sector 1 is still marked as yellow. So that's not looking all too good. But it looks like Red Bull really want to solidify on that provisional pole, as they sent Verstappen out for another qualifying lap right there. Perez currently also not able to improve his personal time throughout sector 2, so looking close. Meanwhile, Ocon has been pushed back down into that bottom 5 we are going to lose. He is joined there by Bottas, Magnussen, Stroll, and Mick Schumacher, while Bottas and Stroll are both on outlap at the moment. Going to Stroll starting his hot lap meanwhile. Yeah, I'm really off. I'm having some sort of a delay. I'm sorry. So Magnussen going mini sectors in green, purple, and green. So if he can put it or keep it up, this might put him way up there, as he is getting a great exit out of turn 3 into turn 4. Able to carry a lot of speed there, as he is coming up on Norris, who hopefully makes way. While now his exit out of turn 3 wasn't too good. He didn't improve on his personal best, even though he got a lot of purple in that beginning of sector 1. Stroll himself able to improve a little bit as of now, but not able to get it out of those bottom 5. As yeah, this is probably pretty much the last lap he is going to be doing. Magnussen still half a second off the pace after sector 2. So as he is going over the line now, unfortunately not able to really improve on his own time. So I guess we won't see him in Q3 as well. Next up is going to be Mick Schumacher, Valtteri Bottas, where no, Next up is going to be Schumacher, who was able to improve a little bit on his personal best times, but not quite enough. He stays in P15. So both the Haas seem to be out of qualifying there. But Bottas is able to climb up into that P8, only to be pushed down into P9 immediately by Ocon, who, well, yeah, we will see him then, I guess. But never mind all of this. We are on board with Norris now, who puts in another purple sector 1. Going towards the end of sector 2 right now. I'm going to have a little bit of a delay there as my TV broadcast is behind, and we see the Red Bull of Checo Perez being in the pits and worked out. But there we are back on board with, no, that's Ricciardo. It's not going to be Norris, as Norris seemed to have aborted his lap. Went back into the pits. Why? Well, Ricciardo kind of saves himself into P8 there. So yeah, we won't see a better time of Schumacher, I guess. So that's pretty much the standings. So Paris is out into Q2, or out of Q3, not out of, you know what I mean. So yeah, Paris complaining about Magnussen blocking him on his fast lap right there, but not quite sure if that's what happened. But yeah, that's been it with Q2. Perez, Joe, Magnussen, Stroll, and unfortunately Mick Schumacher are out of this qualifying session. So all that we are going to see now in Q1 is a battle between one Red Bull with two Ferraris, Alonso being thrown in the mix there. Let's see what Mercedes can pull out of their hats, while the McLaren seem to have some sort of ace up their sleeves. And of course, we will have Bottas right there with them, hopefully in for a good result, as well. I wanna see Alfa Romeo do better as they are doing at the moment. So unfortunate. Perez looking very frustrated as he gets out of the car there. Brighton the DJ guy. Perez and Max, yes, they are driving similar cars. Basically, they're driving identical cars. Maybe they have some setup changes. Maybe one is running an upgraded part, the other isn't. But you know, that's just too big of a gap there to explain it with upgrades or something. I mean, he's 8 tenths behind his teammate. That's M. Ali. No, they are basically running the exact same engine and the same chassis. It might be that they have some upgrade parts or not upgraded parts on the car, but that shouldn't make too much of a difference. It's just every driver has 3 engines they can use throughout the season without taking a penalty. So it might be that Verstappen currently has a better engine in there as Perez does, but that's not because of the better engine going to the favorite driver, just because, well, he has a newer engine in there, which might swing around or mathematically will switch around to Perez having the better engine at another time then. So yeah, unfortunate the Haas boys just couldn't extract enough pace out there, and there was kind of no real surprise to see Stroll dropping out, while Joe was putting in quite solid times at the beginning of the session. Unfortunately, wasn't enough for him too. So yeah. Mark, your granny drives quicker than Paris? That's one cool-ass grandmother you have there. Absolutely with you. I wish my grandmother was as cool. Well, yeah, that's sad to see to go from, you know, P1 in free practice for Latifi to a P20. That's just very, very unfortunate there. So, the data boards have been restored. The drivers are getting ready. Q3, 12 minutes. Usually about 2 hot laps per driver. Let's see. Everyone is getting ready. Q3 is about to start for in any second now. So, Q3. I think we really need to have an eye on Fernando Alonso here, as he is one of the drivers who still has 2 fresh sets of soft tires. So he might easily put it into P4, as Ferrari and Red Bull's Max Verstappen are the only ones who have fresh tires left to get out there. So looks like the wind is going to pick back up, and the clouds are still looking dark and dangerous, just hanging near the track. Now with the wind picking up, I guess, well, depending on where the wind is coming from, there's just some rain cells hanging around the track. So I think it's really important to get out really fast now, put in a banker, as it really looks like it might start to rain within the next few minutes. And there we go. Q3 started, top 10 shootout. Who will take pole? Have a vote in our poll. Tell me what you think. And while it is green, but I don't see any cars going out yet for some reason, while we are waiting for the cars, do me a favor, maybe, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done this already, and give a little poke to that like button. It really helps us out tremendously, and it won't cost you anything. So there we go. Almost 1 minute after the green flag, the drivers are leaving the pits. But there we go. Ocon leading them, so we will see a time first put in by him, followed by Ricciardo, and then Leclerc, then Norris. And my TV broadcast is delayed by like 10 seconds, so please excuse me if I throw something together that isn't really working out. So yeah, maybe Mercedes will find their pace of Q1 again. I mean, they haven't looked all too brilliant throughout Q2, if we're honest. But maybe they have just been saving tires, kind of trying to take it slow to save their things up. And last one to go out on track will be Verstappen there. So let's see. Also, definitely what is something that helps us out tremendously is if you just share the stream with your friends, you know, I don't know, throw it into a WhatsApp group or send it to that one friend of you who isn't really a Formula One fan, but you want him to become one. Should send that stream to him. So there we go. Ocon on his hot lap now, which we couldn't really say much about because there's no data we could directly compare his run to. But from what we can see at the moment, it looks like he is pretty much on the pace, a little bit faster there than the McLarens. So Leclerc now putting in a purple sector 1, only to have it taken away immediately by his teammate Carlos Sainz. And Ocon over the line, so 1 minute 18.89 it is to beat. I guess that won't be too hard as Paris was thrown out with a 1 minute 18.5, but Ricciardo wasn't able to beat it. Came in with 4.5 tenths to spare. Leclerc really going at it there with a 1 minute 17.9, followed by Norris with a 1 minute 18.5. So only about 6 tenths splitting the pair as Sainz goes even faster than his teammate by about half a second. Bottas only able to put it up into P5, while Alonso is taking that sweet, sweet P3. Next over the line is Hamilton, pushing Alonso back down, getting it into P3. Russell improving quite a bit, also on his teammate, being 2 tenths faster than him, putting it into P2. Just behind Sainz, and there we go, Verstappen over the line to only put it into P7. Like, I'm not mad. I think it's quite okay if like Sainz and Leclerc and Russell and Hamilton would all just start a little bit further down, you know, so Alonso, Norris, Ricciardo made to take the front row. But that was one heck of a lap of Sainz right there. So all we got there is so yeah, Verstappen doesn't know what happened that made him have such a bad time out there, but it seems to be something about the balance that is off, if I caught that right. So yeah, the smooth operator on provisional pole with a little bit less than 6 minutes to go in the session. So that's going to be back into the garage for all the drivers, refuel the track currently, as expected, completely empty, slap some new tires onto that car. We see how they're polishing Esteban Ocon's Alpine there. Not entirely sure why. Guess they just wanted to look nice for his starting place, then currently 8th. Oh, it seems like all the upgrades Mercedes have been bringing so far aren't really damaging the cars. I mean, it's quite interesting how they went back to this kind of winglet thing on the Halo that pushes the air properly back and pulls it down into those little um, beam wings they use to generate downforce. So that might actually really help their cause right there. I think that's pretty nice. Alonso P1, Norris P2, Hamilton P3, anti-fascist fascist club. Neat name. I like the anti-fascist part of it, especially. I think I'm with you there, but I want to see Bottas in P3. So 3.5 minutes to go. The Alpine is going out. Immediately followed by the McLaren. So Ocon, Alonso, Ricciardo are out already. On the track, trying to, of course, improve on their times. Leclerc and Bottas also out on the track now, followed by Sainz, who seems to be going very slow, probably just trying to hold off Verstappen there. While Hamilton is still in the pits, coming out now. So now the mind game start of who can drive the slowest to just make it over the line. Checkered flag is going to be out in 2.5 laps. So the Mercedes pair make the back, and Verstappen is complaining about having no power there. So I don't know if they're not able to fix that. That might have been it with a Red Bull pole position, which is unfortunate for them, but quite honestly, I won't cry a lot of tears about that. But there we go. So first one to put in a representative time here, or the last representative time, is going to be Ocon, who is Verstappen's issues seem issuey as they try to reset something from the pit wall, but apparently they have not been able to repair it. So he is just going very slow, but he won't be able to hold anyone off there. There is still 1 minute to the checkered flag, so everyone is making it across the line for sure, as it looks like Verstappen is just going out there and trying. So we got Leclerc already putting in a purple Sector 1 right there. But currently I am really holding my eye out on Verstappen, who isn't improving on his personal best times even, but Sainz going even faster than Leclerc through Sector 1. So yeah, we don't see Verstappen on the picture at the moment, but he is going very slow. Just let Hamilton and Russell pass. Hopefully not compromising their laps all too much, but yeah, no, that has been it with Verstappen. He will not be able to improve on his time and start in P10, just ahead of his teammate. So that is a weekend to forget for them. But we are now seeing Sainz going over the line with the fastest lap overall. This is probably pole position for Sainz, only the Mercedes being able to take it from him, while Hamilton's lap doesn't look very solid, but Russell could definitely do a little something here, as we hear a whole lot of beeping on Verstappen's radio as we see Russell going through the last few corners there, putting in a yes, 1 minute 17.42. It is pole position for George Russell right there, while Hamilton aborted his lap as well, starting in P7, but it is a Russell pole, followed by Sainz and Leclerc in the Ferraris. P4 goes to Lando Norris, followed by Ocon and Alonso in their Alpines. Then only in P7 we will see Hamilton with 7.5 tenths off of his teammates' pace, followed by Bottas. So Hamilton and Bottas still seem quite inseparable, as they are only 15 hundredths of a second apart, followed by Ricciardo 1 second of the pace, and then comes Verstappen 1.5 seconds back. But yes, we got a Russell pole position. Now this is something I can get behind. That's getting me quite excited. And his radio is just beautiful. Like, he is so fucking happy. The whole team just being happy. So yeah, that rounds out our top 10. Verstappen back there in P10. So it might probably be a good time for Red Bull to, if they have something, they might take this as a chance and switch out some parts if they have anything that might get them penalized. But I don't really have the data ready for like how many power units and gearboxes and turbochargers and so on the Red Bull boys have used so far. But that's, yeah. So yeah, Russell P1, that is beautiful to see. Very nice. Also, yeah, I'm not really crying any tears about Red Bull having a tricky weekend right there. I'm kind of excited to see how Ferrari is going to bottle it, quite honestly. But, well, Leclerc is in P3. He is not on pole, so he might win this. As long as he's not on pole, he might win this. So, yeah, diplomatic immunity coming in with that. Let's go, George. Still we rise. Absolutely. Like, that is very nice for the driver number 63. George Russell right there, incredibly happy, celebrating. Very, very nice to see. So, Firefox, good to see Max suffer. I wouldn't say that. I mean, eh. It's not good to see him suffer, but there's just other drivers who deserve a good position better or more than he does, sort of. So yeah, there we are. That has been it. Once again, a reminder to subscribe to the channel, as we will also cover the race tomorrow with commentary of Ryan. And well, then we are going to have a summer break. We are trying to get some summer break event together join our Discord to know the details about it. As it is currently looking, we're going to do something with the new Formula One game where we just all basically drive with or rather against each other. And well, then we are having a t-shirt and one of our great box mugs that can be won. So might have a look into that. It is right under the announcements. And yeah, well, that was an exciting qualifying. Like, not much of surprises happening. Like apart from, of course, Gotifi being out in Q1 already, and Russell taking that sweet pole position. Now, I am very happy for him. I hope you are too. And yeah, remember to like, subscribe, tune back in tomorrow, and yeah, just when you're out there, out in the real world, try to have one random good deed for any stranger you might encounter, just a little bit, make the world a little better, help us come back together again, and improve through those rather hard times, probably. So yeah, I guess I've been feral. I am now tamed, and I will probably see y'all tomorrow for a hopefully exciting race. See ya.